Hi, my name is Jenny and welcome back to Sincerely Jen Patterns YouTube channel. Today we're going to be making the Give Your Flower Tulip pouch. So this pattern is super simple. What you do first is take your pattern pieces. There's a back panel and front panel. Trace both onto the wrong side of vinyl, cork, or leather. It needs to be a non-fraying material because the edges are raw. You're going to punch out the snap placement on the pattern piece of the back panel. I'm going to line the back panel up with the wrong side of the back panel fabric piece, and I'm just going to mark the snap placement first. So I'm going to take my leather hole punch, and I get this from Tandy Leather, and I'm going to punch that hole. So I need to decide what color snap I'm going to use. These are cam snaps, and I bought these from ilikebigbuttons.com. I believe you can also order from cam snaps directly. You need 2 caps, a male and a female piece, which are just the 2 opposite connecting pieces. You're going to line now the front panel and the back panel up wrong sides together, and just align all of the raw edges. And if you have a cutting machine, this pattern does include SVG files, and you can use the SVG file on your Cricut or Silhouette or Brothers Scan and Cut. To cut those, I just use scissors. I trace onto the wrong side of the fabric and then use scissors to carefully cut out my pattern pieces, or my fabric. Okay, so I'm just placing these wrong sides together, putting clips on them to hold everything in place. I'm going to take that flap and fold it over the side, and I'm going to use that hole placement to mark where my snap should go on the front panel. I'm going to remove a couple clips and punch a hole for my snap placement. Okay, now I'm just going to install 1/2 of the snap in that position. It doesn't matter which side. Just make sure that the cap is on the back side of the front panel and either the male or female half is on the right side. So once that snap is installed, go ahead and clip your pieces back together again, and we're just going to sew around the entire exterior. So just find your starting point. I like to start on a straight edge. And you're just going to stitch a couple stitches and then back stitch to secure. And we're sewing around the flap, even though this is just for looks, using a 1/8 inch seam allowance. And I'm using a stitch length of 4.75 millimeters. So just slowly around the curves, which I'm hand cranking my sewing machine on these parts so I don't go too fast. And then just make sure you take it nice and slow to keep your stitches even around the curves. If your vinyl is sticky, you may find it easier to use a Teflon foot on your sewing machine. They are made to glide on vinyl. Always stop with your needle in the down position to pivot on your corners. And I just want to make sure that when I get here, I'm 1/8 of an inch away from the edge still. Once you finish sewing, if you need to go back and trim up your edges at all, you can do that. And you can also use edge paint on these projects rather than leaving the edges raw, just to give it a more polished, finished look. I have, I can't think of the brand name now. I have edge paint. And I think there's a couple different brands. Giardini. I think that's the name of the brand of my edge paint. Okay, so we're just going to back stitch again when you reach the beginning of your stitches. Trim your threads. You can place a little dot of glue or something here to hold your back stitching in place. I'm going to install the other half of the snap on the flap. Okay, and then we can just snap the snap, and you have a completed Give Your Flower tulip pouch. If you choose, you can install a small eyelet and a key ring here, and then you have a keychain. These are perfect for sliding in a gift card to give to somebody as a gift. You can also put a few little candies in here. You could put cash. So good for gift giving and like a little gift card holder. So please share your finished pouches in my Facebook group, which is linked in the description. Thanks for watching.